Um, okay, because I'm juggling like three stations. So we have you. Skype, Facebook, so let me not mess it up. Thank you, everyone. This is the closest I've come to practicing polygamy. So I have three different devices that need my attention. So please do entertain me, always shifting attention from different places. So I'll just be connecting with you guys, three cameras. So this is the launch of Paprika for Africa. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining me today for the launch of Paprika for Africa. I've been making so much noise and trying to get so much attention. I've been so needy about getting people to notice this particular event. Today is kind of special. It's still semi-holiday in Japan. If you're a scholar, I think the entrance exams for next semester was going on today, so not much academic work was going on, but fabulous that we have a lot of time to rest as scholars, masters, doctorate, because most people that I believe will be joining me are people who are part of the African scholars community in Japan. We have to celebrate the celebrant, I think just 2 days ago. On Sunday, His Majesty the Emperor of Japan, Naruhito, celebrated his first birthday on the throne, on the Chrysanthemum throne that he emerged as the current emperor last year. And it was an epic event because it was his 60th birthday on Sunday. So, congratulations and happy birthday to the Emperor of Japan. Congratulations extended also to the Prime Minister Shinzo Abe. As well. Lots of festivity in there. It's a kind of privilege being an African scholar when the new emperor was celebrating the first birthday holiday, because the birthday of the emperor is always celebrated as a national holiday, and he's 60. So, on a personal note, 60 has a very sentimental value or connection with Japan. Nigeria will be celebrating 60th anniversary, and also this year, the Nigerian-Japanese relationship will be celebrating its 60th anniversary. That too as well. So it's very important to bring it up. Of course, even at this time of festivities, the holiday, just a little gray area about the coronavirus and the fact that it has claimed some lives in Japan. And that's a sensitive sport, and no other person will feel the birth or the weight of this more than the emperor himself and the prime minister. And so maybe just take this time to extend a little bit of condolence for them losing some of their citizens to that, and hopefully it will be addressed. The strength of Japan, especially in science and the medical field, is very obvious, and everybody is very much aware about it. It's very notable, and we believe that it will come to bear. Yeah. So just a little gray area, and hopefully the country is going to work stronger towards many more greater opportunities and days ahead. I'm rambling a bit, so Paprika for Africa. This, yeah, Yeah, because I have to share it with all three of you. I've been rambling about it. And so I want to give a little brief history. I'm mindful of my time. I assured everybody it's going to be 45 minutes, so let me just give a little bit brief history. I am my friends, my colleagues. Yeah, I see one of them is around, Super Stevie. I am my friends, colleagues, the Nigerian scholars, a group of them that we came from Nigeria. We were talking about how best to celebrate and to make a mark, to be of, civic service to Japan, our wonderful host country. And we thought, learning the Japanese class, pretty tough, Nihonga wakarimasu, Nihongo hanashimasu, or something like that. And in my class, they brought up the song Paprika. And we were supposed to practice it in my class, in my Japanese class. Very enjoyable song, very popular in Japan. Everybody has heard about it. Paprika, and, is wonderful. So I shared it with a friend who happens to be a teacher in Nigeria, and I think I gave him the link, but he didn't really open it, and so he went to his laptop in a cyber cafe and he keyed in Paprika. That's the best he could remember, and something came up that was troubling. So this is the dark area, or a little dark story about the fun fact of Paprika for Africa. Um, he keyed in Paprika into YouTube in Nigeria, and surprisingly, he saw something that was concerning. So he told me that I put Paprika on YouTube search, and one of the things that came up was a famous movie called Paprika in the 80s. This is the catch. It's an adult movie. Yeah, I said it. An adult movie, an Italian adult movie. So he was like, I mean, I thought you gave me this material so that I can share it with the children. You told me that it was a playful song in Japan, and here I'm seeing something of an adult content. Um, so it created like a eureka moment, and I discussed with some of my friends who were from Nigeria, and I said, well, this is troubling because kids anywhere in the world, if they have access to the internet and the algorithms are meant to be sensitive to the fact that who is the viewer, who is the audience, and so you provide content that is befitting of the particular audience. In Africa and sub-Saharan Africa, children, if they have to do their assignments and they have to go on Google search or go to the internet, sometimes they use what you call the public cafe. These are like commercial cafes, outlets where people go over there and do a lot of internet work or do their searches, whatever, but it's for commercial purposes. The truth is, the bulk of the customers in these commercial cafes, internet cafes, are adults. And so adults will do what adults do, and they search for certain materials that is for their entertainment or their amusement. Now it's sad that children have to go to the same places where, based on the internet, it has algorithms that are target and traffic based. So it searches the traffic and makes sure the algorithm is tailor made to people and what is the recurrent materials or content they search for. So clearly he went to a cyber cafe, he put in Paprika, and he saw an adult content. That means certain adults are there searching for materials that are still relatable or influence the content that was recommended to him. So we said, okay, here we have Paprika in Japan, a first world country where all the kids would have access to it, and they would play with Paprika, they would dance with Paprika, they would create cameo videos with it. Why don't we do something similar? Why don't we create a challenge where African kids are going to create lots of cameo videos of Paprika, and all they have to do is just dance to the song. It's a very simple, danceable, enjoyable song, and put it on the internet, and the algorithms will start picking up that content of Paprika for Africa is created domestically, homogeneously in Africa, and it would become more like it will influence the algorithm to make sure that whenever there's a Paprika search, something that is homogeneous or authentic to Africa is presented online. So that's why we thought of, okay, then let us do this Paprika for Africa. Let African kids, African dancers, we're already famous for dancing, you know. If you're Nigerian or if you're even African and you're in Japan or you're in your Japanese classes, most of the time they'll ask you, you know, dance, you know, denki desu ka? Like, you should be good in dancing, right? You have to say dance josu desu, something like that. So, it should be fun. It should be something that is very relatable to Africa that we create danceable or dance videos of Paprika. But then we took it more and said, okay, let's use this opportunity to really celebrate Olympians, star Olympians that have done as well. And we put them into three categories. Olympians that have done very well in the past and are retired. Olympians that are doing very well now, and maybe they are not really active in the Olympics. And then the third, people that are very active in the Olympics. And so that's how we came up with a retired Olympian from Nigeria, Chioma Ajunwa. So, let me just pick this up. I would have done this on my laptop, but since I am dealing with three cameras, 1, 2, and 3, maybe what I'll do is just do this. So, we started with the very first is Star Olympian. Chioma Ajunwa. So we made Chioma Ajunwa into an emoji. And remember that emoji is indigenous to Japan. Emoji is it's first authentic to Japan. We know it's not really emoji, it's called sticker, but emoji is more like a very generic name for any of this graphic anime that is online. We are very active on WhatsApp, and so we uploaded this on WhatsApp. So first is Chioma Ajunwa, the first gold medalist from Nigeria in Atlanta 1996 Olympics. She was the long jumper and she won the Olympics. Gold medal way back in Atlanta 96. So the first emoji is emoji of a bust of her head. And then the second emoji we have is the lip that she took that won her the gold. So everything in a little bit of an anime colorful form. So Chioma Ajunwa the first. Now star Olympian and she's very much retired. Second and of course need little introduction is the Kenyan Eliud Kipchoge. I mean the man who completed loads of kilometers. It's keep escaping me, but he did it under 2 minutes. So he broke the world record in Vienna. It's really funny that the very day that he broke the world record in Vienna, we had a typhoon in Japan. So I'll never forget that day. So Eliud Kipchoge still running, still waxing strong, but he doesn't participate in the Olympics. So we don't expect him in Tokyo 20 Olympics anytime soon. The Kenyan, such a star athlete, someone that clearly in Africa we have to emulate. And the same thing with him. Have a bust of him and then have this. This is an iconic stance. Just this was everybody knows this flooded the internet when he was celebrating and he was, pointing, coming to the finishing line. It's always going to be evergreen and memorable. So yeah, Eliud Kipchoge, still running, still an Olympian, still a gold medalist in the Olympics. So doesn't participate in the Olympics, just does the marathon now. The London Marathon, the New York Marathon, marathons of that kind. And then the last, Wayde van Niekerk, a bust of him, young. Broke the world record for 400 meters. I mean, that was held by Michael Johnson for a long time. I remember Michael Johnson used to run with the strides of his hand, and nobody would ever imagine he would have beat the world record. I think that world record was since Atlanta 1996. And Wayde van Niekerk has broken the world record, and he is South African. And he's currently waxing strong. I think he's like, I would say he's the heir to Usain Bolt. Throne, bringing so much fanfare, bringing so much popularity, bringing us kind of like a stardust to the sprints in the athletic track and field. So, Wayde van Niekerk from South Africa. So, there you have them. Chioma Ajunwa from Nigeria, Eliud Kipchoge from Kenya, and Wayde van Niekerk from South Africa. So another key thing is I've been playing the song from because the song Paprika, which is important, is it shares a very long historical value with Japan. The Japanese, there's a very soft underbelly connection to the song because it was used to heal the nation after the atomic bombings about 75 years ago. So it's really like a folk song. But the star Furin, he adapted it in a way for the popular Paprika song that we have over here for the Olympics. So it's more like an adjunct Tokyo 2020 Olympics theme song. So we don't have any complications on YouTube or on Facebook if you have to upload something and then maybe Facebook gonna work like, oh, okay, you don't have the rights. So remember, it's a folk song, but he, clearly created the song and produced the song in his way, his beats and everything. So in order not to have that kind of problem when everyone joins in and start creating cameo videos, there is a first African version of the Paprika song. So you can use that for kids or for Africans who can dance anywhere. And it was done by Mr. Didieta, he's Nigerian. That's the song that I was playing earlier on. And that can be easily used, so you don't have a problem. You do videos with it and you can put it on social media. So we can create a lot of content on the Paprika. So that is probably it. If there's a little bit of a scratch, this is really my first live webinar, and I'm not doing myself any good that I'm working with 3 different cameras on Facebook, on Skype, and on YouTube. So at this moment, I just want to give a vote of thanks. Some people have been more than supportive, and I have to give a vote of thanks to my colleagues who came with me from Nigeria. I'm eternally grateful to you guys, especially to Mr. Stephen Super Stevie Okonkwo. We call him Sabi Man. His friend at Chiba University, Ifeda Chala, is Beninois. My dear sister Amia Madi, she's at keep struggling with her university, somewhere maybe at Sukuba. And Gabriela Achama, she's from Orléans. She's French, so French from African descent, and she was very helpful in doing our French version. Miss Vicky Achibong, she did the Efik version because we have 2 indigenous African languages version, Efik, indigenous to Nigeria, and Swahili, indigenous to Kenya. We got to the next part. Mr. Duncan and Cliff Matundura, they did the Swahili version of the Paprika adverts. Mr. John Paul Okonkwo, the president of Kakashi Africa, and Fawad. These 2 men has been very supportive from Kakashi Africa. And of course, we had the first dance video using the Paprika for Africa version, the African version, done by Chronicle 7, the lead dancer, Rex Andrews. He was wonderful as well. So, I've uploaded the emojis to Kakashi Africa. It's online. WhatsApp is just ubiquitous in all of Africa. We use WhatsApp. WhatsApp is more popular in Japan. But because we're Africans, we still have to use our WhatsApp. And so the emojis are there. Please celebrate this star Olympians in this way. Everybody has an emoji, has a sticker. The Kardashians, Jay-Z, Beyonce, and I mean, it's just shocking that people like Chioma Ajunwa doesn't have something that would make her a lot more relatable and a lot more adaptive in this young generation. So you ask young Nigerians, do you know Chioma Ajunwa? They go like, Chioma? Oh, they don't know Chioma Ajunwa. And it's sad for some of us to experience the feat that she achieved. Maybe overshadowed by the dream team that won the gold, but we have to remember the first who won the gold in Atlanta '96 was Chioma, Ajunwa, Eliud, Kipchoge. You know, I think there's some young people who need to celebrate it. Maybe Gabriel Salas is a little bit popular than him in some parts, but it's best we celebrate him this way. And then Wayde van Niekerk, who is young. So West Africa, East Africa, South Africa. So I think that is perfect. So that's it. This is the launch for Paprika for Africa. Using this means to celebrate both Africa and our host country, Japan. So, yeah, we're in the land of the rising sun and it's already night. So, see you guys some other time. Thank you for tuning in to this very, very insufferable webinar stream. Thank you very much. Go out there and create more videos about it. Bye bye.